I'm Tyler. Before I start my presentation, I want to ask you a question. When it comes to the Academy Award for Best Directing, who is the first Chinese director you think of? I give you 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Three, two, one. I guess most of you will answer Andy, but today I'm not going to introduce him. I want to show you another Chinese director, Chloe Zhao. And Chloe Zhao, she belongs to the artist in Time 100. And in the next 9 minutes, I would like to take you through Chloe Zhao's contribution to the field of art and the significance of her words so we can know more about her and her influence. And this is the outline of my presentation. Firstly, selection criteria. In this part, I will tell you about how Time magazine chose the Time 100. And the next part is introduction. I will briefly show you some information about Chloe Zhao. And the third is achievement. In this part, I will talk about some achievements about awards and Chloe Zhao ever got. And the next is Nomadland. I want to discuss the issue in Nomadland. And in the last part, I will give you my conclusion and reflection. Now, I would like to talk about the selection criteria about the Time magazine. Time's editor, Michael Elliott, has wrote 3 criteria about how to choose the Time 100. The first one is the person who has the power over public property. President George Bush is a great example. And the second one is the person who has the great impact in the world, although many people may don't know about them. And the last one is the person who can be our moral model in our life. For example, Malala fits this criteria very well. And I think among all these 3 criteria, Chloe Zhao does have a great influence on the field of art. And we can know more about her through the next slide, the introduction. Chloe Zhao, many people will call her Zhao Ting, and she was born in Beijing, and now she lives in California. And her job now is a filmmaker. And she has ever said in an interview that Wong Kar-wai, a filmmaker from Hong Kong, is the key to inspire her to start making films. And she likes the way that Kar-wai connects the nature with the audience. And the movie Happy Together gives her inspiration to make her own movie. And also, I want to tell you an interesting that actually Chloe Zhao was major in politics in college at first, but after graduating, she found that she don't want to be a politician at all. What she really wants to do is to make her own movie. So she entered the New York University School of the Arts in 2010 to formally study the filmmaking. And like what I said in the first slide, Chloe Zhao won the Academy Award for Best Directing, and I will let you know how difficult it is for her to win this award. Actually, the Academy Award for Best Directing has 74 winners so far, and among all the winners, there are only 3 female directors, and the same number goes to the Chinese directors. But when it comes to the Chinese female director, Chloe Zhao is the first one who won this award, so you can know the difficulty. And also, her movie won the following awards, like Academy Award for Best Directing, Picture Actress, and the Leone d'Oro. In Italian, that means the Golden Lion. And this award is the highest honor in Venice Film Festival, and the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture Drama. So as you can see, Chloe Zhao's movie swept the board at all kinds of the world. And what movie is it? That is Nomadland. And before I introduce this movie, let us watch the trailer first. I think you can hear the voice. Can you hear the voice?
You were one of those lucky people that can travel anywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And they sometimes call you Nomads.
My mom says that you're homeless. Is that true?
No, I'm not homeless. I'm just houseless. Not the same thing, right?
No.
My husband worked at the USG mine in Empire. I was a substitute teacher.
It is a tough time right now. You may want to consider early retirement.
I need work. I like work.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome to Badlands Spa.
What the nomads are doing is not that different than what the pioneers did.
Hey, Fern!
Gotta make the hole bigger.
I think Fern's part of an American tradition.
Oh, he's gonna come right through the glass. My dad used to say, what's remembered lives. I maybe spent too much of my life just remembering.
One of the things I love most about this life is that there's no final goodbye. I've met hundreds of people out here, and I don't ever say a final goodbye. Let's just say I'll see you down the road. And I do. I see them again. And I can be certain in my heart I'll see you again.
Okay, this is the trailer. After watching the movie, you may not understand what the movie is talking about. And the movie actually tells the story of Fern, a 60-year-old widow. After her husband passed away, her company went bankrupt and her hometown was abandoned. She lived a nomadic life with a car as her home and worked everywhere. During her wandering journey, she not only met people similar to her, but also in the process of learning how to live with the natures, she felt healing and hope. And in this movie, we can notice a word, nomads. And the nomads are the crowd without a fixed crowd. And why are they wandering around? Actually, the nomads consist of the elderly who have been retired for a long time. But because of the economic depression and age discrimination, it is so difficult for them to find a job, and their wages are squeezed. At the same time, they have no benefits and guarantees when they are working, but they still have to work to support themselves. So they chose to sell their house, just use a car as their home, so they don't have to bear the house tax and high price. And the fact of moving on the road and going to the next destination allows them to find their sustenance and hope in life, and also help them to escape from the empty future. So the film describes the life of nomads and makes people aware of house tax and high price. And this film tells a real story, except for the heroine. The other main characters are the real nomads, so their interaction will be so natural. And the style of this film is realistic and bland, and some may say it's boring. And the audience can get to know the nomads through first perspective. And the most special thing in this movie is Chloe Zhao's shooting technique. She shoots the movie improvisationally. That is, she likes actors acting in nature rather than reciting the lines. And it also echoes the nomadic way of life. Just follow the road and you will find the answer. In conclusion, so far we have known a lot about Chloe Zhao, and we can know her influence on the art through her movies and her special view on the movie. Although you may still not know about her very well, I really recommend you to watch her movie. After all, her movie swept the board at almost all kinds of awards. And I think what I learned from Chloe Zhao is persistence. Although filmmaking is not her major in college, she still sticks to what she really loves. So I hope everyone in this class can find your passions and never give up until one day you can success, just like the Chloe Zhao. And this is my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think so. Tyler has brought us a very. I think it's truly an in-depth analysis of the director, her thoughts, and also her artistic principles. Right, and so I also appreciate the blessings you offered us at the end of the presentation. So now again, I would like to invite some questions and comments. So feel free to speak.
I'm Sophia,
Yes, Sophia.
and I want to ask, what is your favorite part of her movie?
My favorite part, you say Nomadland?
Uh,
Okay, because I have to prepare for my final exam, so I didn't have time to watch her movie. But I will watch the movie Nomadland during my summer vacation. Yes.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. All right, we have a question or comment from Emily.
This is a comment. I think you are the great promoter for the film, and your slide is really good. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will see in the summer vacation too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do agree with Emily. Yeah, I think you've done a very successful job. Yeah, in really sharing your passion for this movie. I like the surprises also you've hidden in the slide design. I think it's really good. So we have another question or comment.
This is Peter,
Yes.
and I want to ask a question. Like, I've heard his Oscar speech, and I want to ask if have you ever heard the speech?
Yes. I
And
have ever. Yes.
oh, and which part do you think is like the most impressive? Impress you the most?
Oh, okay. I think I remember that one sentence she said, uh, people at birth are good in nature, and that means 人之初性本善 in Chinese. And I also searched why she said this. Why she said this sentence is because she encountered a political problem. When she was in an interview, she said, China is a country full of lies. I think most of you will agree this a word, but due to what she said, her movie is banned from showing in China. So I think she said people at birth are good in nature is to remind the Chinese government to be kind to anyone in the world, and I think that impressed me. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. I think it's a very good question. Right. So then I just make some comment. Yeah, thank you, Tyler. I think for making a very impressive presentation. I think I really like how smoothly the whole presentation goes. I think you made some really delicate and sophisticated description in introducing the movie. So thank you very much. Let's give him a very big hand. Thank you very much. All right, so now we're going to have our last presenter.